What's going on, guys? Back at you today with another episode of Craigslist Civic. Today we're going to be focusing on where we've been with the build, where we're going with the build, and where we are with the build. As far as where we are with the build, or where we actually, let's start with where we've been. As far as where the engine sits, new Gates water pump is on. Factory oil pump is back in. I did shim it. And as far as the way the shimming works is there's a little plunger inside of this spring that comes down from here, and you put in a little piece of metal and it makes the spring stiffer, therefore it makes the pump push harder. Have the whole rotating assembly together. I am just waiting. I need to put the head on this thing. Obviously there's no head on this. It should be on, but it's not. So I have a Felpro head gasket for it. It's not like I'm just waiting on, I don't know what I'm waiting on. I'm dragging my feet a little. There's some reasons for that, but those reasons are about to resolve, so we're really going to start getting this build moving. Pickups on. I don't know if I said that or not. Let's see what else. Rotating assembly is in. Rear main seal is ready to go. I've got that over here somewhere. I put it. Rear main seal housing is right here. I have a genuine Honda OEM rear main seal. I'm gonna pop in there, and then once with the head on, I can put her on the cherry picker, and then I can bolt that down properly. And I am probably not going to do that until I am waiting on some ARP flywheel bolts to come. They should be here sometime in the beginning of next week. By the time you guys see this, it doesn't matter what week or whatever it is. There's the clutch situation. So this is a competition clutch or comp clutch, whatever you want to say. This is their stage 2 racing disc, brass backed racing disc. It's rated up to 450 horsepower, I believe. Yeah, not much really to say about that besides it's a disc. I was not going to go with a puck situation. I'm not an idiot. I'm not trying to. This is going to be a daily sort of driver for me, so I'm really not too interested in it being completely a pain in the ass to try to drive. And to back it up, I am going with the competition steel light and flywheel. I believe it is a 11.4 pounds or something like that. So why? The question is, why have I been dragging my feet? Well, to answer that question in a very briefly, and sorry I keep wiping my face down and everything, it is like ridiculously hot where I am. I say about 100 degrees with the heat index. Yeah. So I'm sweating a little bit. This car is my daily driver as of right now. And with that being said, I am going to have to be taking it off the road. Now, I do have another vehicle. I have my Ranger. Well, my Ranger was having issues. And with that being said, the issues being that it had the typical Ford starter issue where the signal wire that goes from the solenoid over to the actual starter motor had burned itself out. It was completely disintegrated and gone. Then on top of that, the alternator had locked up on itself. So I went ahead and went to the junkyard and got a alternator from an 04 Ranger, which is a 135 amp alternator, and the stock one is a 90, I believe, or 80 or a 90 or something like that. And for whatever reason, I'm getting a goofy battery light on the dash, but that doesn't mean anything because it's still charging at 14.38 volts, so there's nothing wrong with it there. I think that's just another common Ford Ranger issue. As far as that goes, I got a battery for it, and it will be tagged as of, well, I'm going to say tomorrow, but for you guys, again, that really means nothing as far as continuity and timeline goes for any of this stuff. But just to show you, it is turnkey, and again, the only reason I am was dragging my feet on everything is because I did not have a second mode of transportation. See, and it's fired right up with 200 and, yeah, she's not happy. Cold starts are not her favorite, but for 250,000 miles on her, not too bad. Oh, and look, the battery light's not on now. So yeah, that's a finicky thing. I don't understand it, but well, I mean, I do understand why it's doing it. to a degree, but I really don't care. It's not her. It's nothing's wrong with it. So yeah, this is my Danger Ranger. I love this truck. I really do. Oh, yeah. And she's really low on fuel. I think she's like completely out of fuel, to be honest. But this thing's been off the road for quite some time. Does need a transmission. It's slipping up really bad. I don't really care too much about that. There's one at the junkyard, or I can find one online for maybe $160 or $100 bucks or whatever it is. I don't care. I'll throw it in. It's not a big deal. It's not a big job. But yeah, this is going to be my transportation while the Civic is off the road. We are doing the swap at Crazy AF's house. With that being said, I don't really plan on having it down that long, but I want to get this done as fast as possible. I would show you the whole turbo and everything set up. I had to do some extensive modifications for that to get it to actually fit and work. And word to the wise, if you're going to buy a cheap Chinese turbo kit, do yourself a favor and do your research and make sure you actually get one that is very close to specifically fitting your vehicle. I didn't do that. I bought mine. It was a secondhand buy from somebody. As you can see, I made a video about it. Not to say that it was a bad thing, but it definitely didn't help in the fact that I couldn't see every little piece that I was getting and everything like that. So I did have to do extensive modifications, like I said before. Nothing too extreme. I did have to spend a couple bucks, but the deal that I got on the turbo kit and then the couple dollars I had to dump into making it work, it kind of evened out, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I want to show you this I had to do because the turbo kit came with I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, I think you can. The turbo kit came with a weld-on bung, and these D16 oil pans are all aluminum, or the D16Y8 ones are all aluminum, and it came with an aluminum bung. And I don't have a TIG welder, so I wasn't paying somebody to TIG this on. So for $25, I believe, or 20 bucks, it's JB tuned. It's a sandwich one, so I just drilled it and put a little RTV on there, and you guys can see that, and it turned out fine. So, and it's in perfect position. I can slide the bolt for the pan up on it. It's not a big deal. Everything's good there. Okay, so really the only thing left, please don't mind the mess, is bolting this head on. That is kind of the linchpin and everything going on right now. As soon as I can get a hand popping this head on, now everybody's probably sitting there saying, do it yourself, do it yourself. Like, yeah, I would do that, but the dowels for the head itself are on the head, and they are not in the block. Somewhere along this engine's life, it probably came apart, and there are no dowels in the block, and I'm not yanking these dowels out because you take the risk of bending them up really bad. And you have to remember that I just don't feel like waiting. And this is also part of your, it might not seat right, and there's all kinds of things that go along with that. So if I just have a second pair of hands here to drop the head down as I'm doing it, then it really would make time just that much easier for me. And then I can go ahead and put timing belt on, time this thing. I can then put it on the lift or put the engine hoist to it. And as soon as I do that, I can put the rear main seal on, I can bolt this flywheel and clutch on, and then this thing will be going over to Crazy AF's, and it will be sitting in his garage, and we will be trying to document as much as this as possible. This is not going to be a totally complicated, so this is where we're going with the future of the build. It's not going to be as super complicated as it sounds. Really, it's an OBD2 engine, everything that unbuttons. And my wipers are going nuts. I love Ford products. You see this? You can't fault it. It's got 250,000+ miles on it. I don't know. The odometer stopped working at 250,000. Oh. Almost died there. She almost died. She's all right. I think she's out of gas, to be honest with you. I've been sitting here trying to run her out of gas. She hasn't ran for over a year and a half, so gas is kind of like lacquer. kind of like kerosene almost. It was nasty. I put some fuel injector cleaner in there, and I might have put a little too much for the amount of gas that was left. So, like I said, it's a very simple situation. Unbutton all the wiring harness, unbolt all the engine mounts, bring the engine out, put the new engine in, switch everything over as far as accessories go, alternator, power steering, air conditioning, all that. I'm going to do my damnedest to keep the air conditioning. I've done a lot to prepare for that. I will cover that as far as that goes in future videos. I do have the Honda. The Honda is installed. Oh, and she finally died. Which I think is because she might be out of gas. Yeah, the Honda. I meant to make a video putting the Honda on the board, but I did not do that. I'm sorry. I really apologize for it. Come on, baby. Yeah, she's finicky. I don't know. She might be getting low on gas. So, yeah, I think she's out of gas. But Honda's on the board. I have just got to mount a few things to finish that off. I put the PCM kit on the board. I'll go over that quickly on another video. And I know this is long as a one-take video. I know I normally don't do one-take videos. I'll try to shorten it up and edit it as best I can. So, that being said, I do have the Honda 4-port boost controller. I have to pin that in, and then I have to mount that in the engine bay and all that good stuff, and run all my vacuum, and it's all the good stuff is in like a normal engine swap and turbo build. So it's really not that. It's pretty straightforward, to be actually honest with you. It's not a whole lot of customizing stuff. Plumb the intercooler and all that good stuff and everything else, and that's where the direction is going. I really hope to have this, and I've been saying this for months and months now, but I hope to have it done within the month. We are in the middle of July now, I believe. Yes, and I want to be done by early August. I don't want to take up my friend's space in his garage because he's got a really nice Honda too that I don't want to have to see sit out and be exposed to the elements and everything else. I mean, he owns a house with a garage for a reason. And yeah, I'll do a little review on his car too, because that thing is something to behold. I'll tell you what. It's very special. I'll get more into the details of it when I do it. But as far as that goes, that's going to be the entire video for today. I wanted to just get you all caught up in everything that was going on. I'm prepared today actually to put this head on. I've got my head bolts soaking in oil, which is something I'll cover more when I'm actually doing the work. I finally put the Skunk 2 struts back on the front of the Civic. That was fun. The old ones, here's something. It's a misnomer for people. I had started filming a video on it, but it was in a raggedy way. They were banged up, and people will say as long as you're using fresh struts, you can use them on lowering springs. And I happen to have very high quality brand name lowering springs in this car. I'm not being sponsored, so I don't need to put their name out there. But either way, don't do it. If you're gonna blow them out, you'll blow them out instantly. Get some struts that are going to stay with it, that are designed for lowering springs. Spend the extra couple dollars. Yeah, I think she's out of gas. Because they were so blown out and bad that I had a really bad time trying to do the whole job, and I didn't feel like filming once I'd started. So I did not cover that. It's a pretty straightforward job. There's a lot of videos out there that cover it. But other than that, I will be doing more coverage. I know I've been slacking. I feel bad for you if anybody really follows me and cares to follow me. And if you do, I really appreciate it. It's why I do it. Believe me, I'm not monetized for this. I do it because I want to show people how to do certain things. I want you guys to take it from my perspective. Like I said, I want to start having more fun with the channel. With the last video that I put out, this is just me vlog. It's just a vlog style video. I've never really done a vlog style video. It's always been just instructional, how-to stuff like that. But yeah, once we get this beautiful creature, once we get this thing rocking and rolling, we're going to go out and start trolling people and having fun And Crazy AF's brother Worm, he got an RSX, and we might be doing some cool stuff with that in the future. So that means some K-Series stuff. I might be doing some K-Series stuff. That's a possibility. I'm not going to say it's set in stone, though. We are going to be doing a few other things as far as modifications to this, maybe upgrading motor mounts and all that kind of thing, and we'll try to cover that as best as possible as we go along. Of course, we'll do that while the engine's out, while it's super easy. And then hopefully I will have a transmission teardown and rebuild video for you guys, because I would really like to put a new transmission in this while the engine is out, but I have had the worst luck trying to get a transmission. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon. If it does, great. The transmission that's in the car is fine, except third. Of course, like every Honda in the world, third gear grinds. I don't think it's a synchro. It might be. I just think the shifter fork might be bent, because it doesn't always do it. And there will be eventually, of course, there's going to be a build with, I'm going to put an LSD in a transmission. I'm going to do the OBX LSD, and that'll be probably a couple months from now. Other than that, we are going to wrap it up there, and maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to make a second part to this video today. If not, it'll be coming soon. I just need a hand putting this head on, and from there I'll be able to time it up, rear main seal it up. Oh, and I am waiting on those I am waiting on some ARP flywheel bolts. They should be here really soon. As soon as they're here, I'll bolt them on, bolt the transmission on, and I will be sending everything over to Crazy AF's house, and from there we will be doing the thing. So with that being said, as always, I appreciate it when you watch, especially if you made it this far. I know I've been rambling and it's kind of been random, and I didn't mean for it to be that way. I just kind of wanted to catch you up. I feel it's like, for those that do subscribe and actually give a crap, you know, you've been out of the loop, and I've kind of made some pretty, some pretty good content as far as how-tos on obscure stuff, like the porting of the intake manifold. And I know putting the intake manifold and throttle body on, I didn't get most of the installation on, and the uninstall was kind of a blah. I didn't mean for it to go that way. Like I said, I ran into some serious issues with that. I am getting an all aluminum radiator soon. Hopefully, I'll maybe cover that. I didn't plan on putting that in the car until I did the swap, but my stocker, the end tank, is weeping really bad. It's where the end tank is where the actual aluminum meets the plastic. It's leaking really bad, and it's causing a lot of air to get into the system, so that's not good. And it's just driving me crazy, because I like having everything fully maintained and working well. And even though my paint doesn't look great, doesn't mean that I don't like a quality running vehicle and everything to be properly functioning. That's why I'm keeping my air conditioning and all that good stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, thank you for watching. Always remember to subscribe, share, like, and comment if you please could. Like I said, if you really like it, hit the thumbs up button, please. Leave a comment. The algorithms, that's how they work. If you leave likes and comments and all that stuff, it bumps me up further in the search results. I'm not begging for likes and comments here and subscribes, but it will be nice. It will be nice. Other than that, till the next time, peace.